start record. So now you need to set up your project as usual. I already select whatever folder you have, open, and my 4D or something. So I'm gonna choose panel, save layout, or just layout, two planes side by side, I'm gonna go with perspective on the right, on the left we'll go to the Nikon image. And let me turn on transparency so that I can see. So I already blocked something out a little bit. Okay, so I just want to see the location. Okay, I think it's correct. Okay, so now I'm gonna have to open another window so that I can see this shape clearly. There we go. So this is the base. Let's see. I can start off with this shape. Let's start it from the base. There we go, right there. So I'm gonna turn off grid. Right there, that base is a little, hold on, let me see, what is it? Right there, right? That's the shape. Okay, so I'm gonna just duplicate the object that I already have, scale it down. It looks like my scene are not correct. Here we go. Somehow this has a little turn. I don't know why that. A little turn like that. That's weird. Okay. And it has a little bevel right here. Bevel, one section there. So I think I'm gonna get the maximum width on this and then subdivide one more loop right there. Okay, so let me reposition. So that's a correct size. Did I? No. Here we go. And based on that, I'm gonna use multi-cut and cut one loop right there. This might be a little smaller. Can you see it right there? Mine is not the right location, just a little bit off. I can move them right there. Here we go. Let me shrink it down a little bit. All right. So now, if I go to face mode, I can grab this section and scale only y-axis. Scale it down. Scale it down. Seems like I might be too long. Let's see, right there. Here we go. Okay. If I press 3, let's see. Yes.
How did you know where to put the edge of it?
Oh, I just look at on my original, the last image right there. That's what I'm trying to see. Can you see? I wanted to get the discontinuity, so I insert loop right around that area. Now, when you look at this, on the bottom has a little label there. Can you see? You don't need to build that. Just can let it go. Okay. So right now, when I press 3, it looks too soft, so we have to discontinue, create a discontinuity. So I'm gonna go to multi-cut, and I'm gonna zoom in really close on this object. First, discontinuity on there, here. Now let me press 3 again. So press 1 back. So now I have to stop continuity like this. On the side, press 3. Here we go. Started to come back now, the shape. Right there. There we go. So I switched 3 and 1. Now, this continuity on the end and right there. So now when I press 3, look like this. So this is about right. I think I make a little, when I look at on the image, it's kind of bevel it on the top a little bit. Can you see? Has some bevel going on there. So I'm gonna press 1. I think what I need is I need to remove this loop temporarily on the top. I'm gonna shift right mouse click and choose delete. So I delete the loop on the top. If I undo, see it look like this. I want to remove it. Let me double click again. Delete it. And then we're gonna bevel this. Oh, I have that. Can you see that object? It's going on there. Let's remove that first. I went too fast. Bevel it first. Let's bevel on the side. I think it's need to bevel on the back too, right there. If I press 4, you will see I select the loop like that. Bevel it. Bevel edge. So it will look like this. Let's press 3, see how it looks. Okay, now we have to add discontinuity back. Oops. Multi-cut. I'm gonna discontinuity on that one and on the side. Let me press 3 to see. Well, it's a little too narrow on my bevel. I have to undo it. And let's go back to the bevel. Bevel need to be bigger bevel. So I'm gonna go to object mode, highlight poly bevel 1. Right now the fraction is set to 0.5. Let's do 1. I think 1 is about right. Now this has become triangle. Let me remove, how about 0.8? 1 might be too big. Here we go. I don't want to have a triangle. I think I can remove this loop temporarily. So let me remove that. Here we go. Press 3 and press 1 back. I think bevel can go a little higher, but right now my problem is this. I delete the edge. I could double click on the loop on the side and then just manually move it down to give a bigger gap of the bevel. Okay, so now I could multi-cut now. I'm gonna cut, press 4, oops, sorry, press 3. Yeah, this might be a little better. Do there. And now you can stop the end. And right here, maybe one more. Press 3. Okay, that looks kind of like that. Press 1. I think we need a little bit right on the top here. That might be too oh, it's too narrow. No, it's not narrow enough. So I'm gonna have to grab phases. There we go. On the top end here, and then just scale non-uniformly. Oh, wait. Guys, because we have this line right there, I can remove it again, the line, so that I can bevel the tip part a little more. And I just use shift click and double click to select the loop in between, like this. Now I can scale it down a little. Let me see. Okay, I think that might be good enough. So let's press 3 again. I think we still need one more loop here. Okay. All right, this part might be too sharp, but it's just so far away. I think might be acceptable to let it go. Okay. Right there, let me turn off the transparency. Okay. Well, I think that's good enough for now. So now, this section need to be continuity to project it, and the length is about the same as the seed that extended. So I'm gonna start off with a basic cube. You could just copy this guy and shrink it down, relocate it. You might need to use this view to see. I think right there. So that's the length. And now, actually, hold on. Let's put the base right. It's about touching. Is it touching? Let's look at on the reference again. Oh, I think I closed the reference by accident. I am. Here we go. So now what I'm working on, okay. It's kind of overlapping. Look like that. Oh, now I can see. Can you see right here on the white part? The edge is in right here. That's why this guy is a little floating from the ground actually. So we don't need to kind of sculpt that. We could just move this up just a bit. Just a little bit. And this guy will come a little closer. Penetrated in, basically. Might have to change the angle. Let's see if it's correct. All right, I think it doesn't rotate correctly. Because the line, it should be perpendicular to, can you see, like a projecting the same direction. So I'm gonna lay out that direction first. Here we go. And hey guys, when you use a rotate tool or move tool, make sure you change. If you double click on move tool, under move settings, axis, change to orientation to object, so that we can move in perpendicular to the direction of the. Can you see the tripod, object tripod? I'm gonna slide that in. So I obviously need to scale this down. Right there, I can see. Right about that. Can you see the edge? Right here, I let it touch the bed. Right here, I think it's called bed, right? Right there. So now it's a little bit behind the chair. So if I switch the transparency off, it looks like this. It's like that direction. Okay. So now I'm gonna turn on transparency again. We can shrink this down. Let's say it right about there. Here we go. The width. And now I'm going to grab the edge. If you see right here, grab that edge. And I'm going to use this view to move, just move forward so that it's kind of bevel look. Here we go. I think can be thicker. Go to object mode. Scale a little bit. Here we go. Okay. And on the front part, you move it down on the top edges. Angle it down like that. Let's see. Basically, it's going down here. Okay. Now, based on this image, you would see that the top part is bevel. Can you see this? The base are thicker. The top parts are kind of smaller in the not horizontal. If you look at on this line right here, this is the base and that's the top. It's a little smaller. So I think it's like this. When you select the face here, just scale it and only X direction. So bevel to the top. Let me see from there. I think that's good enough. Kind of bevel in a little bit. Okay. So, and the shape will look like this. And then I'm going to bevel this top part a little bit because I want to get a curve. Now, this might be too big on the fraction. How about 0.1? Here we go. That's it. Now, after I done that, though, the shape change. It's not a 4 corner or 3 corner anymore because of this line. If I'm going to go to object mode, and I can go to show, isolate, select, and view selected only, control 1. It looked like this. We need to cut this one there. And I'm going to just hold shift to snap 90 degree there, 90% there. So on the bottom will be equal space because I hold shift key. And actually it's quite good. When I press 3, it will look like this. Of course, we're going to have to do the discontinuity. Now, let's take a look at what we need, the detail right there. These are separate objects. Can you see like that? So there's a single object. So what we can do, I'm going to have to prepare to cut. So I'm going to do one loop here like this. One loop. And the other loop. Now, what level should we do? We're going to have to using that view to help. So I think right around there. Here we go. So it looks like this. Basically, this is what we're going to sculpt. We're going to add a little detail. This detail might be a little overkill because if it's so far away, we might not even see it. But just do it for now, right there. Like that detail. Okay. So first, we need to rearrange. It's already have angle. So let's double click on your move tool quick. Look at under symmetry setting. We gotta turn on symmetry on X. See if I am correct. So if I click there, it's select on the other side because it's based on X. Now because this object has not been freeze transform, so use the actual geometry orientation right now. So now I'm going to switch to 4 so that you can see, yes.
My symmetry tool still isn't working.
Really?
Yeah, even from the last project, the fire hydrant's still not working.
You didn't freeze them, right?
No.
If it's not, you have to select both sides manually. Hey guys, if your symmetry doesn't work, just select like, let me turn this off, symmetry. Here we go. You just select left and shift select the right so that you can reposition them. Now, in this case though, let me not using symmetry if you can't use it. I'm gonna move only when you look at this shape. I'm gonna use a vertex, grabbing that vertices, okay? And we're gonna form this angle right there to make it looks like it's curved from left end to the right end and has a little, this is like a quarter curve, something like that. So on here though, you need to move one direction, just like this. Here we go. So that it shows a little angle. If I press 3, doesn't look like curve, it's okay. 1. So I think, how about move right here? Here we go. So I think that's good. How about play with the, now this section though, if I move, don't do it yet, okay, just watch. If I move like this, can you see that change direction? So what I can do though, I can hold W key left mouse button while it's on move to, because W key is a shortcut for move. Axis, custom, set to edge, and click this edge. See if it's gonna perpendicular to that edge. It does not at all, guys. No. So how about face? Exit, custom, set to face, and pick this face. Nope, get worse. I think it has to be this face. Let's try it again. Exit, custom, face, right there. Here we go. That's the correct. So now, actually, I do not need to move there. I have to move this one instead. Sorry, that's the wrong one. So W key, left mouse button, axis, custom, set to face, and that face. So I'm going to move it down a little bit, create more angle. Let's press 3. May not look good yet. Don't worry. Next thing we need to select these faces. We're going to extrude inward, basically. So extrude face, and let's do, hold on guys, sorry. Because that's going to be too hard. Let's do extrude faces outward. Make sure you select. We extrude this section instead. Sorry, I think it would be easier. Extrude outward on this section instead. So let me take a look at one moment. I think mine is still too high. Right there. I forgot to take a look at it. Can you see right there? That's incorrect. So let me prep that. I'm going to press Control 1. I need to see this line. Here we go. Need to come down closer to right there. So I'm going to use Move to, hold Shift, right mouse. Here you go. Okay. We're going to change. So make sure don't move your cursor over the existing tripod. Just move your cursor over the line. Oh, sorry, my bad. W key, not shift. No wonder I couldn't do it. Exit, custom, face, and pick this face. And then move it down. If I turn on wireframe on shade, you will see right around there. Okay. So now we got to modify this section a little bit. Switch to vertex. Select two vertex, left and right. And hold the W key. Oh, switch to 5 so that you can see the shade. Hold the W key, left mouse, axis, custom, set to face, and pick to that face. Here we go. Let me take a look at the image again. I prep right here. Oh, okay, so it doesn't have to go too low. It started to angle like that right away. Okay. So I could, right there. Okay, so now I'm gonna select all the faces here. You don't need to select the bottom because we're gonna extend it out. So it look like this. Now when I do extrude though, I'm gonna just move on Z direction just a bit. Can you see? Doesn't have to move too much at all. Actually, a little more. Here we go. And because of the normal on the this section a little kind of thicker, these are narrow. So I'm gonna select the face, just only this face, turn on move, and then just adjust. Scale it up sideways a little bit. What I'm doing is I try to match the space here. That's all. Nothing really. So now let's press 3. Almost kind of like that until I need to get a, let's go to object mode. Multi-cut to, shift, multi-cut, stop continuity. Now, the continuity on here, it looks a little awkward. Can you see? It's go right to there when I do this. So I think it will not work. We need to use extrude with offset on this section instead. Because I don't want continuity, I don't want a multi-cut to loop to this shape. I want it to be, has a edge loop around this direction. So I'm gonna use extrude, and then I'm gonna just offset just a bit. 0.1. 0.1 is too less, so must be 1. 1 is actually too less. Can you see? Let's press 3 to see how it looks. Yes, too less. So it's kind of cut really deep. So I'm gonna go back to my offset. Let's do 1.5. I think 1.5 might be good. I don't like that at all. Can you see? It's kind of straight line. Let's see. It's okay at this point. I'm not going to do more. Okay. So now we can get the separation. The next thing we need to do is we need to make these the edge a little sharper. Right here. All the way up. So they are not super sharp except on the base, on the bottom. Can you see that bottom is really sharp? Let's do that first. Multi-cut, loop right here. Press 3, see how it looks. So now, yes, on the bottom it looks good. Now, on this section, basically we have to do not too close, a little further. Let me try to hold shift. How about until right here? Shift, control shift, let's press 3. I think that's about right. Can you see that bevel look when you press 3? So now come back to this area, control shift, and then drag. This might be, that's too close compared to that. Actually, the reason is because it's 10% of the available space. The first 10%, of course, it must be bigger. So I'm gonna make a little adjustment. I'm gonna double click on this one and then just move to narrow the space a little bit so that's kind of matched to this side. You can press 3. Now, what you can do is if on one, it's hard to tell how it looks. You can press 3, select on one first, and then move 3 while still on display 3 to get to whatever you want. Here we go. I think this is about right. Press 1 back. Press 3 again. Now, I think on this model, oh, not yet. We need one more. We really need this line, though. Right there. Now, this one will go this way, which I don't want that. Well, I think we need to do this because I want one more loop to loop around this to create a little crease right here. Little crease, not, hold on, let me press 3. It might look all right. Let me move it further away. Turn that off. Oh, hey guys, don't sweat on this. Just, that's good enough. Because we can see that curve. Can you see from far away? That's good enough. It's more than good. Okay. Now, what about this part? It's like a button. You could just put a nice cylinder, one big there. The small one we kind of need it actually. So it's switch, I think. So now I'm gonna create a new cylinder. Move. Now this cylinder I'm gonna have to set to 6, and the subdivision cap we need 1. So rotate. So this will be 90, and I'm gonna reposition it. Here we go. And let's see, this might be 45 of it. Oh, incorrect. Okay. So 48. What? Let me look at, switch to 4 so that I can see it. Oh, why don't we do this? Because we didn't phase transform this yet. So what we can do though, we can select the new cylinder, shift select the base part of the dentist chair, modify, match, transform, or transformation. Ooh! Why do that? I think the scale, sorry. So we're gonna have to do again, modify, match. Match translate first, and match rotation. Do not match scale. Ouch. When it's match rotation, I'm gonna have to make a little adjustment on this section. Rotate X, mine has to be 90. Here we go. So now this is good. And I'm gonna relocate. Now I'm gonna scale them down and try to figure it out. What would be the location of this? I'm gonna press Q. Here we go. And then move it up. Push it in. Here we go. I think that's the right position. So now I can look at this one. Gonna push it. Here we go. Okay. And I think it has a little angle up. Okay. If I press 3, it will look like this. Gonna press 1 back, and I'm gonna create a stop continuity just right here so that it's not too round. Here we go, look like this. And just leave it there. Done. There we go. Okay. Now, you could duplicate these two objects and put it on the other side. However, based on the picture, we will not need to locate that. We do not need to put that object. Can you see? Just build one side. The other side doesn't show. Forget about it. Don't need to build them. Okay. Save your scene. I'm going to have to save scene as. Now my version 5. Oops. 5. Okay. So I have about 10 version now because I have 4A to 4D. So this, oh, hold on. It's supposed to be 1, 0. Here we go. Okay. Are you guys doing okay? So now I'm gonna enable transparency again. So now let's build the next thing. This part looks kind of very complicated. What we're gonna do is, because it's so far away, we're gonna build a separate piece. One piece here, second piece, and this will be its own piece. Now this piece, you could build more object on it too, but we can extrude them. It's not that difficult on this section. Obviously, on the bottom, it will be two separate pieces. Okay. I mean, like I said, this project, you are not required to build this into one surface. You can, but too much work on this project. Okay, unless if you do another project and it's required to be a single piece, you do a single piece. So let's build this base quick. I can see separate level there. So I could just use this guy, duplicate again, and I'm gonna back this up. I'm gonna put into blocking layer one of them. If I turn it on, it will show. So that I'm gonna just scale this one down, reposition it. So basically, I'm gonna press 4. You want them to have a different, same orientation. So I can shift select this, modify, match, rotation. So that you don't have to move manually. That's it. I just want the same orientation. See, the trajectory line on the side, they are in the same level. That's all I need. That's all I wanted. And so now we might need to look at right here, see where's the end. So right around there. There we go. And it seems like it's too thick there. Here we go. Skin it down a little bit because it will be two pieces. Now obviously it's too long for sure. I think is right there. Just go a little further. Here we go.
Are you putting this on top of the one that we already did?
Oh, not yet. Hold on. Here we go. Yes, you're right. I didn't do that. It has to go up. It's kind of floating just a bit because they have another layers here. Can you see it right there? Now this part though, we will build this last because if it doesn't see that much, we could skip that. We'll see. Don't know yet. So it has slightly different level right there. Okay. Oh, good. I thought I closed it down again. Let's make the thickness correctly. That's going to be hard to tell. How about just that for now? Because the thickness can be reduced really quickly. And I'm going to split this one right there. I think, how about right, why snap? Here we go. I splitting too far apart. Let me double click on that loop and move a little bit right there. The reason is because I want to extrude this base. Oh no. Right click and choose face. Right there. Can you see that base? If I hold shift and extrude by moving it, I got that. This is the shape I want. Let me go to object mode quick. Can you see it look like this? This is the shape I want. I just want to extrude this part down. Yes?
Can you show your left panel a little bit larger so that I can see?
Right. Here we go.
Thank you, I can see.
Like this. So,
Uh,
like that bottom parts are separate objects. So it's going to kind of,
right. Did you split it down the middle of that object?
it's actually, no, I base on wherever the area of this is, right here. So you have to eyeballing it a little bit,
Okay.
right around there.
Okay, so right
So-
towards the base of the
Right. Yeah. And if you split them incorrectly, you can move the whole loop manually. Like by selecting this loop, right there is, you need to select all the way, including the split on the middle. And then you just move forward and backward. Okay, oops. Here we go, like this. To relocation. Make sure you move to set to object orientation right here. Exit orientation object. Make sure you use that.
Okay. Alright, I think I know.
Gotcha. Yep, something like this. Okay. And let's see if we need stop continuity. Let me zoom in. Right there. So we do need some. It's kind of a little curve, what we call soft edge. So, and now what about this top part? Actually, you can make it become one. Like here, you could do like this, like extrude it again. Just hold shift. Can you see? Extend that level. And the level right this part is a little bigger. Can you see a little thicker? I mean, you don't have to extrude it. You can put another build on top of it. But it's already here, so we can do like this. You just, let me do again. You select the face on the top, hold shift key, and then when you hold shift key, when you are on move to, it's become extrude command. It's called express extrude. You can extrude like this. There we go. Now, if you want the side to extend a little bit, you can do like this. Select all the side. I do like this. You click one face, hold shift, click the next face that in the same row, double click on it, it will select the whole loop. And then you extrude. This time you have to do extrude command. And then expand to the Z axis just a bit. Can you see right there? Now I press 3, you will see slightly get a bevel look. I'm going to press 1. Now let's stop continuity. So we're going to stop the bottom first. Now how far? How about hold shift? Let's do snap right there. Press 3. Here we go. So just remember the picture. We want it to be a little soft edge, not sharp. So a little soft. So probably you just need only one loop. Hey. That top is good. So how about this section? Just I'm gonna hold shift, press 3. A little too, I think it's too sharp. I'm gonna let go for now. I mean, if it's too sharp, basically what you need to do is you just double click on that loop and move it to spread it apart a little more, and then there will be more curve. That's all you need. So I'm not going to move that yet. So now I'm going to stop on the side right here. Let me take a look at the picture again. Oh, actually, we can't even see it. Right here on the edge. Oh, except this part is actually, let me press 3 again. So we need on the bottom, right there. So got to stop that, 1, and then even on the side line here, here we go. Somewhere, I'm gonna press 1 again, I think. Let me do, oops. Let me go to object mode quick. I'm gonna control 1. Here we go. Press 3. That's what I need. Right there. Stop that. Continuity. Right. Oh. Here we go. That way. 3. Now started to come back. Press 1 again. I think we need this. 1 and 2. That's it. So these parts show up now. And obviously I can see that these are too thick right here. So we're gonna right click and choose face, select, shift double click, select, shift double click. We need to scale this down a little bit. I'm gonna scale on plane. So basically I'm gonna want to scale this like this, Z and X, but I'm gonna scale on green plane. Can you see? So we want to be a little smaller. Here we go. Press 3 again. Well, I'm gonna let go now. The level right here, that's what I was concerned, might be too pronounced. Go to object mode, deselect. Let me press 3. Deselect. Oh, it's not bad. I can see the line separate on the middle, right? That's all I need. So I think this is good. Now control 1 to bring everything back. Once again, I keep forgetting. Can you see these sides are too wide? Need to shrink it down because it's basically need to be like this, right there inside. Because these objects, if I control D, move to, and I need to place this, let me see, little inverse, so that's correct. Okay, so that's it. So it means this guy need to be about in there. Here we go. So it's actually good to have a second object because easy to locating it. The size, here we go, look like this. But there's no need for button on this side because it's going to be hidden. So now the master, here we go. Okay. Let's take a break a little bit. Save your scene and then save scene as. I'm going to put A, 5A. So that's something wrong. I can go back to 5. Let me drink coffee quick. Okay.
Just one more second.
Yeah. All righty. So I think I'm going to turn that off. So now let's take a look at this shape first, how we're going to build this. So I will start it with cube again, and then just make the angle of the shape. Yes.
Are you recording again?
Oh, yes, I did.
Okay.
Thank you. keep reminding me because sometimes I forgot. So now because the top part of the seed, I don't know, it's called seed or bed, is kind of covered, so we could make the box about this height. So that it have a little thin. Now the way we build this is similar to that shape, kind of similar. So let's start it. We're gonna start off with, I'm gonna bring this back. I'm gonna start off with that box. Okay. And I'm gonna duplicate it and right click on the block. If I turn off block layers, it's disappear, right? Because it's still inside blocking layers. But I'm still selected because I can see my tripod. So I can right click and choose remove selected object. It will pop. So you got two objects though, two big objects. So now let's line these up first. I switch to selection 2 and I'm gonna line up with this guy. Shift select. Hey. Oh, sorry. My mask layer was template. Oh, reference. Select, shift, here we go. And we're gonna line up to the orientation, not the position, just the orientation. That's good enough. Here we go. And then we're gonna move it. Oops, make sure you select. Make it float. And how much float? Oh, not really much. It's actually lower than there. So I'm gonna tumble my scene right there, a little lower, almost touch this base. Okay. And then I'm gonna scale it. Oh, move it first. This one will cover.
Which part are we making?
This part right here.
Oh, okay, the part that's angled.
Yep.
Okay.
So cover, scale it down, scale, make it shorter, so it's about, when I look at on the image, it's probably, if I put the straight line down right around here, so right there, I'm gonna shrink that right there. There we go. Right around here. Oh, let's take a look at this angle. It's better at this angle. Let me see. Can't see it. I think I was right. Oh. Let's turn off transparency. Right there. Okay, I think that's it. Now, the height is going down. I would leave the height, it's about there because based on this image, it will be shorter, right? So right about there, that's good. So now you're gonna grab only the edge on the bottom because you want to create this angle like that. I think right here. So, and I'm gonna go to object mode, scale it right here. So I'm gonna just eyeballing on this. Let me change. If you hold space, oh no, let's do this. Panel, orthographic top. I'm gonna press full. Here we go. So I kind of eyeballing it. I want the left space and the right space as slightly as similar. This volume, so how about 2.7, 2.6, oh, 2.65, oop, no, 2.625. That's about right. Actually, 2.262. Yes, that's about similar. Then I'm going to switch back to perspective. There we go. And press 5. There we go. So it looked like this. Now, based on this image, actually I not misstep. Look at this shape, it's extended. So I believe that this area probably is same width as this shape right there. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna scale a little, let's scale down a little more. Let me go back to I missed that part. Top view again, press 4. I think I'm gonna do it like this. I'm gonna change the location here, right there, that edge. How about right there? So we're gonna scale it down a little more. It's about touching. A little overlap, a little bit is fine. Here we go. So the reason is because I'm gonna add another extrude to extend this section, extend it out right there. So now when you get to this point, oops, forgot. Gonna go back to perspective. You grab, oops, 5, hold on, select that. Oops. Here we go. You select face, left and right. Left and right. Extrude it and push outward. And the space, thinking about this space. That space. So it's not too thick, but it's not too thin either. Let me see. I think this might be too thin, too thick. Here we go. See, it's a little extend from there. Okay. So the next thing we need to extend this level right there down. Just one down. The side is good. So it's mean, let me go to object mode quick and control 1, which is select a view selected only. Here we go. So we just need this section to extend down. Right there. Extrude, and now it's kind of, if I move on z-axis, it's angle like this. We don't want that angle, right? Because based on this shape, oh, it's kind of angle. No, let's do straight line. Do straight line because we're going to have to make it a little curved look like later. Hold on, let me think. No, this is good. Just move it down like that. At first I thought it's going to move on the workspace like this. If I switch that, it will go down straight line like that. Actually, there's a slightly angle, so let's do, yeah, just like that. Okay. Oh, wait, guys. No, undo. Because we want to maintain this section to be straight line. So we get to switch to workspace and then just move it down like that. And then you manually shift this bottom, this end inward. But to shift that, don't move like straight line like this. Can you see? Because it changed the shape. What we can do is W key again. Axis, custom, set to face and this face, so that it's moving, it maintains the space. If I press 3, okay, it will look like this. Press 1 back. Okay. The next thing we need is we need to stop continuity inside there. Okay, but we can't just just multi-cut it. So we're gonna have to use extrude and then offset. This time I might have to offset like, how about 2? Here we go. I just make a guess. 3, now here we go. This a little sharper. That's what I want. 1, okay. And let me press 3 again. We might need to stop this right away. Let's wait a little bit. Okay, because we still have this section though to work with. Can you see? Right there. So we're gonna extrude this one down again. Oh, this one actually we could just extrude only this face. Don't need to be all the way there. Extrude, offset it. I think this might have to offset a lot. 5.
Do you need to select the other rectangle?
Oh, you're right. Thank you. Forgot about that. Let me undo. Select this side too. And I forgot to offset. Let's offset this one first. You know. Actually, it does not going to be seen. You don't have to do it, but we already here, so let's do it too. And then select that and this. There we go. Skip the bottom one. Oh, wait a minute. I did extrude that by accident. I didn't undo it enough. So let me think quick. Let me remove this. Don't need to do it, okay? It's just because when I undo, I didn't undo far enough. Here we go. So it should look like this. So select both sides, extrude. Now I'm gonna offset 5. I think I can do more. How about 8? I think 8 might be okay. And then you're gonna move it up, turn on move to, and slide it upward a little bit. Based on that picture, it's actually not. No, you don't need to slide it. The thing's good. So I'm gonna extrude again. Now push outward. You create a separate level. Let's press 3 how it look. So it's getting somewhere there. Okay. So we can offset one more, extrude one more. The other side's still there, and this time I'm gonna offset. How about 1? Let's do 2. Basically, the reason that I extrude and offset so that it stops continuity. Here we go. So we get a little kind of flat area here based on this image. And now we almost done here. We're gonna have to do a stop continuity on the side. Now on the top, I could make it more sharp right away. Not too close. How about right there? Let's press 3. That's good enough. So this section 2. Press 3. Okay. This might need to be more adjust on this section. Now let's stop continuity on this area. That area, press 3. Here we go. So getting somewhere. It's slightly different shape because this looks more smaller. Can you see? Well, press 1 back. I totally ignore that. Right here can be smaller. So what you can do is you select all of the face here. Here we go. You can do like this. You want to select all the side and then kind of scale uniformly downward a little bit. So this, can you look at on my screen quick? To select all of them, you can do like this. region drag on the side. Here we go. So select all, and then you subtract. Alt key to subtract. Here we go. Can you see? So now I select all the face on the side. And I'm gonna turn on scale 2. This time you can scale uniform to uniform, only Z and Y. So it's like down and this way. So I'm gonna grab red plane and then scale, just like this. Here we go. So we kind of create a little angle bevel. Let me press 3. Here we go. So that they are a little softer. I think I can do more. Can you see? A little softer, like smaller on this section to the outward. Now, I think this is okay. Here we go. I am on 3. I'm gonna have to move a little bit up. Here we go. So you have to be on 3 to see it. Press 1, it will look like this.
How did you scale them down? Which one did you pull?
I grab only the red plane.
Okay.
Because red plane will disable x-axis. So you basically scale only Z and Y together. So when you look at on the plane, guys, people who online too, red plane, can you see, is plane to the Y and Z. Green plane is plane to Z and X. So, and the reason that Maya put that is telling you that if you grab the green plane, you disable the green. If you grab the blue, you disable the blue, which is the Z-axis. So you scale only that direction. And then the plane, it just show you the orientation that belong to two sides. So that's how you identified it. I'm gonna turn on scale 2 again. Even though I scale uniformly, but because the center of the scale are not exactly center, so I get on the X a little larger, on the Y a little smaller. So now I'm gonna scale only Y axis down, so that they kind of get a little similar space on bevel. So I'm gonna press 3 again. I think at this moment, I'm gonna stop. This section might be too sharp, the inner. You could scale only the face in here. Okay. Now the scale, this section might not work well. Offset would be better, but we already have this line. What can we do? We can remove them temporarily. Now, you can remove this line. Can you see? The whole loop here. If you delete edge and vertex, it will get rid of that face like this. Can you see? It's gone. Let me try it again on this side. The reason is because we stop continuity. If we need to scale them down, we have to do more selection. So now I can do this. I can grab these faces, turn on scale 2. This time I already know that I cannot really scale Y and Z at the same time. It will work, but I still need to make adjustment on one of them. So see, if I do this, it look like that. So I'm gonna undo. I'm gonna scale only Z first. There we go. And then scale only Y. And then I'm gonna move it up. Here we go. Eyeballing it. Scale on Z a little more. Now I'm gonna press 3, look like this. I think this one is a little softer, look. Now I can add discontinuity now. Go to 1. Select these faces, 3 faces on left and right, so become 6. Extrude and bevel. No, not bevel, offset. Let's offset a lot. How about 5? 5 is too far. 1, 2. 2 might be okay. Let's try 2 and put 3. Let's do 1.5. Here we go. Press 3. I think it's okay. Here we go. A little sharp, actually, too sharp, but I'm gonna let go for now. And I'm gonna Control 1 to bring everything. Here we go. Okay, I think it's too sharp. That part is too sharp. Right here. I'm gonna remove them. Sorry. Because it's too sharp. Actually, it's good that I have to remove them so that you know that you don't have to stay with it. You can delete them. So delete the loop. If I put 4, you will see like that. Shift right mouse click, delete edges. So I delete the loop. I press 3 again. Let's see this time how to see. I still need some kind of separation, some point. The outward is actually is a little too sharp on this angle, but I can let go. What I need, I think I can just loop the inside here, just one loop. There we go, press 3. That's much better. And press 3 again. 1, 3, and then Q. Here we go. I think that's better. Okay. Now, my shape's still kind of not soft on this edge. It's too angled based on that. We'll see if we can cover with the seat. If the seats cover it, we don't need to touch up. If doesn't cover, we probably gonna have to move this angle right there. If I do vertices, hold on here. So probably gonna have to do this. And it just kind of move it up. Oh, hold on. Probably has to be there first. Right there. Can you see? I try to try to soften it. So a little bit and a little bit. You see, try to soften it. I'm not going to do it yet, okay? Because it might be okay with that seat cover. So now we're going to build the seat. Right there, that shape. So the seat, there are 2 parts, the white parts and the soft parts. Now, on the, I don't think you need to build this detail on the bottom. I think it's a wood underneath it, on the leg rest. You don't need to build that. Just one plane, that's good enough. So, let's start off with the same geometry, this geometry, and we're gonna reuse it. Control D, high, right click, remove, and then I'm gonna match the rotation. Modify, match, rotation, here we go. And then now I'm gonna reposition it. Let me see how low it is. This is about at the button. So it's mean I really need to adjust this guy. Can I just move it up a little higher? Because based on this image, can you see it's cover this part? Oh, hold on. We can go down like this, and then let me see how far. Right around there. Here we go. It looked like this. Okay, so I still need to make adjustment on this shape. It looks too straight. It doesn't look soft enough. So basically, what I could do, write this line. Here we go. Because if I press 3, can you see that it stopped continuity on there? So what I can do, I can use slide edge too. Shift right mouse click, slide edge too. So that it can slide these along, can you see? Along their normal trajectory. So when I press 3, here we go. See that? I can soften it. Okay. And I think based on the reference, that kind of curve too. Right there. So now let me do a little less. And then I'm going to subtract the top part. Here we go. Just only on the bottom. Here we go. Actually, let's subtract that line too. Just only there. Here we go. Okay. I want that to be a little softer. Might be too soft. That's okay. Okay. So now, this section, obviously, I need to move up more. So I'm going to put 4, switch to 1, and you know what? I'm going to just grab the vertices right here. This section, I'm going to try, hold on, we got a better tool. I'm going to grab, let me isolate it because you might get confused. 1, here we go. Okay. So we want these to be curved look. I could do like this. Let me see. Oh, why don't we do this then? Slide edge 2 and slide only this section downward. Oh, we need that. Okay. So slide edge.
Which edge are you selecting?
Right here.
The whole loop, or?
Right there. Not the whole loop, just only this part. Because we want to soften it. If you press 3, look like this, right? But if I slide it down, can you see? It started to soften that section a little bit. To get started, here we go. Slide it out. And I'm going to subtract. I still want to play with a nicer line. Here we go. Okay. Let's press 3, see how it looks. Okay. So now that's still not soft enough. We can separate this. Right there. Here we go. I grab only that. Turn on move to. I can move it up a little bit. Let's press 3 to see how it looks. Here we go. It's getting somewhere. So, and actually this section can push inward. So, see, this is how I select. I can subtract that a little bit. And then move a little more. And subtract this section. Basically, I play around with the flow of the curve. That's all I did. Here we go. Press 1 again. I think this section need to be adjusted too. Right there. Let's press 3. Let me move forward. Here we go. Now it's curved better. Can you see? Let's press 1 back. You need to switch 1 and 3 because sometimes on 3 looks great, but on 1 the curve started, the edge started to intersect each other. You cannot let that happen. You cannot let it intersect. Here we go. Now that looks a lot like the reference now. Not exactly, but a lot. Okay. So I'm gonna control 1 to bring everything back. That's much better. Okay. And I could see that this can be lower. And on the font part, if I press 4, right here, this edge needs to go up. Like that. And make sure, let's see if I do it right. It's based on the picture, it's actually go up like this. So it means my base is too low. I can move it up just a bit. And then I could scale the top part of the face there. So I'm gonna switch to 4 quick. Basically, I'm gonna grab all the vertices on the top here. Switch to 5 so that I can see. I'm gonna move that up until it's go all the way. Here we go.
Did you center it first, or
Oh, which part's center?
the block that you're working with? Not that block, the one that you're working
The one, not yet. I didn't do that yet. It still look like this.
Okay.
Go a little awkward at the moment, but it will be. So because I tried to get this shape first, I think this can be lower on the back. Here we go. Kind of angle a little bit. I think that's too much. Here we go. I think this case, this section, this object, that one need to be higher or thicker basically. So right there, let me press 1. Right there, need to be go up. So let me isolate again. So let's adjust this guy right here. Make sure you select both sides. Oops. That's incorrect selection. I mean, if you are able to turn on symmetry, turn it on. But because of levers can't, so that's why I try to use regular tool without symmetry. So basically, I need to move that higher. So if I control 1, can you see? That's it. I want it to be higher, so let me press 3. So now I have to move this even higher, that area. So let me press 4 so that I can see, press 1 back. Here we go. So basically, I'm gonna have to grab the whole thing there, make it higher. Here we go. And then make adjustment on this section, but need to be both sides. You might need to press 3 so that you can see. So that area need to go up too. I think that one too. Here we go. 3 again. I am checking my reference. Okay, that's it. I am not going to do more. It just need to take more time. That's all on that section. So now this guy, you can scale them to the size now. So you might need to go to top view, orthographic, press 4. So you kind of eyeballing it. We are not do precision at all. Here we go. Nope. Now I'm gonna switch back to perspective view. Look like this in a moment. I press 3, how it look. When it's 3, it just look kind of awkward. Here we go. So right now we get the base, and then we'll get the top. So the top part, we are not detailing it yet, okay? So I'm going to use the same object, Control D, to duplicate it. And then I'm going to move it up. Make this guy slightly bit bigger. Let me check. A little bit bigger. Here we go. It's actually, hold on, let me look. It looked like, yeah. So now, make it bigger is mean I'm gonna shift this offset a little bit, side and bottom. Now, if you look at on my top view, it will look something like this. Here we go. Can you see? I just make it a little larger, just a little bit. Scale it. Here we go. Like that. Here we go. So if I go to perspective view, it will look like this. Okay. So now, at this moment, let me move it down a little too tall. Here we go. I need to check on that view. Sorry, I forgot. Check on this view, how tall it's supposed to be. Right.
We need to thin it out at all. Like where, like the piece that we just created, that we extruded the faces on and made the curve. Should we thin out the block that's now sitting on top of it instead of it is like a.
Yes. What my plan is, I want to move this down like this.
Okay.
That's my original plan. Okay. So a little larger. I think this might be too small. Like this guy, let me check. Oh. See, hey guys, that's an incorrect position. It's actually come out like this. Like really far out. So this thing incorrect size. My angle is kind of not correct. That guy need to be like even further. So it means these two objects even need to be right there. Right here. Based on that. Yep. Okay, so need to be longer. Okay, so that one, it go right there. Okay, here we go. And actually on this section, I'm gonna have to move this down. That one, and let me switch to for this section need to be forward like this. Here we go. Okay, it's kind of like that. That guy need to be, because it's this, when I see this angle, let me turn this off, see if it's correct. Yeah, this guy has to be, I think because these are narrower, so need to be longer, come out even further like this, but smaller on this face. Right here, let me, that way. So it's kind of a bit smaller. Here we go. I make a mistake right there. Okay, so I think that's correct. So it means this guy is actually bigger than right here. Gotta be bigger. So that one need to come forward more. Okay. come down more. Oh, no. Come on. All right. I think these guys need to be even closer. I'm totally right there. Let me see. Can't see well. So got to be longer. Okay. So now these guys are too far, too long. That's it. Okay. I think this is about right. These a little taller. Okay. So now on this section, basically I'm gonna extrude it. Extrude, and then you just move forward. There we go. And let's take a look at how far we want. Go all the way, now move it down. Here we go. Hey, the seat is incorrect again. It's too small, too narrow. Can you see the, if I go to object mode, right here, let's go all the way like that. So it means my perspective is incorrect. The position on these two is too small. Even that. Sometimes, you know, I got confused with the, because it's transparency, it's hard to see it. Here we go. This is about, right. So now, we got to go to top view again to look. So that need to be larger. That one too. This guy too. Uh-oh. Wow. That's a big offset. Here we go. Oh, that's about right. Okay. So I was mis-scaling a lot. Okay, now it's kind of correct scaling. Kind of. Still need to make adjustment later. I'm gonna let go for the moment and come back later. So now, this seems like a little taller. Angle it up.
Did you extrude that face too? I kind of missed that. 'Cause I was
Yeah, this part I extruded.
Okay.
Extrude, and then you just move the seat down.
Okay.
Like move the top part right here. I just moved the face right there down like that. Okay. And you might need to switch to 3 to see how it looks. You can make adjustment the thickness later. Okay. So now the only thing that I was kind of concerned is right here, the hole there. It's not that hard, but let's do that. Let me check. I think this might be too not enough scale. There we go. Okay. That guy need to be bigger. So this section need to be, here we go. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's work on this section a little bit. This one have to, I think that one can push inward. Here we go. It should look like that. Okay. And I could see if I press 3, it will look like this. We got to stop continuity. So multi-cut on the bottom. Let's cut right there first. Press 3. How about switch to full cut on the top. Press 3. Here we go. Started to come back. Press 1. 1 here and 1 there. 1 there. Press 3. Here we go. Started to come back now. So 1. Stop continuity there. Here we go. So I think this section, I could move them up a little bit in the scale. Let me remove this continuity. If I press 4, can you see right there? I just want to grab the font face. Let me isolate. So this is this section right there. I wanted to create a curved look right there on the font. So I'm gonna do, let me remove this continuity to, sorry. Let's remove this temporarily. Oh no. Object mode is, double click on that is loop. Here we go. Delete edge temporarily so that I can move this up a little higher. If I do Control 1, I just want to be a little higher. Here we go. Forward a little bit. Let me scale it up. Scale it longer. Here we go. Okay. Control 1 again. I'm going to move this section backward a little more. Here we go. I kind of want to have curve, so right press 3, look like that. Here we go. Curve a little bit more. Okay, so now I can stop continuity back again. Press 3, here we go. And then that one. All right, I think this one is okay at the moment. Okay. So I could see something right here. Okay. We could move this upward just a bit, tad, so that we have that angle. Can you see? Like that. It's just because of, based on this image, this section right here, see it has a little curve, so we could do that. So now it's a little curve there, and I'm going to go back to 1. We need to stop continuity on the bottom part. Let me press Control 1. So right here, I think this area can move a little bit closer. It's just not close enough. Here we go. We want a little sharp line a little sharp line, not much, but. So we're gonna just move that closer. Move this down, here we go. Just a little sharp. Control 1, I think that's good. Here we go. So if I turn these off, you could see a little curve. If you want to have more curve, you could multi-cut and cut in the middle, and then grab the middle part. You just grab the vertex there, and then just slide it up. Here we go. So now it's more curved now. Might be too much. Let me move it down a little bit. Here we go. That's it. I think that's good. Okay. So now, this section, you need to stop continuity, and then you will create mesh smooth. So we're gonna stop. Don't need to stop. Don't need to make it too close.
Did you stop continuity on the block below?
On the bottom one, yes. This is how it looked right there.
Okay. So you added an extra line in the middle of it.
Right.
Okay.
So that you can push it up a little bit so that it looks like a curvy. So now let's stop that. Here we go. So, and for the seed itself, you stop just some. See, when I press through, it look like that. Because we're gonna add smooth, and then we're gonna sculpt that shape. This shape. So we just need some geometry. Okay. I'm gonna press one back. Here we go. Whoa. And you can add one in the middle too, so that they are a little uniform like this. So I kind of try to add some geometry before I really change to mesh smooth. A little more dense so that we can push and pull the geometry that become that shape, basically. So right now it's there. And if you feel like, hey, this is gonna be a little too dense, you could move the loop by using slide edge tool, and then slide them. Can you see? I can kind of spread it apart a little bit, but don't slide it too much because you need to switch to 1, 2. Because sometimes you slide too far and close to the other. So I want it to be a little more evenly.
How close did you make your edge loops on the actual seed itself?
You mean this seed?
Yes.
It's actually you just eyeballing it, just to stop some continuity.
Okay.
So it's no fixed line at all on here. You can do less than mine or even more than mine. Because at the end, we're going to add mesh smooth over top. And then we're going to push and pull. So just get some. I mean, my idea is this. If I press one, I don't want anything to be dense, only one section. See, it's like this curve, I spread it. You could even do like this. This guy can slide it right here so that they kind of spread it evenly. Doesn't have to be, it just needs some. Okay. So now when I press 3, it will look like this. So when I add mesh smooth, will contain that shape for me to push and pull. Okay. I'm gonna stop after I add mesh smooth. Okay. And now I'm gonna go back to 1 because we're gonna have to cut the hole first. If we cut the hole last, you can, but it's too much vertices to select. So cut the hole there. So what we need is, I'm gonna multi-cut more. How about, let's just cut it 2 sections there. And then we're gonna select the face here, 2 faces. But The reason is we're going to select and then we're going to take a look at the location first. I'm going to turn off. And oh gosh, this is hard to see. I think a little bit bigger. Oops. Hard to see, and then we can't even zoom them. Let me. Oh, right here. That's the cut hole. 1, 2, 3 is right there. Okay, so it's bigger. So that is not far enough. So I'm gonna double click on the edge loop, scale, and then just kind of spread it. Now I'm gonna look, I think right around there. Here we go. So this line can go up a little higher. So basically I'm gonna punch the hole right there. So now let's match the bottom part too. Well, we do match them later. So let's cut this. Before you cut, you need to isolate it. So I want you to, basically we're gonna punch this section. If I delete it, it looks like this. Can you see? Okay. Now, we can't really delete that yet. We basically wanted to extrude them. So one thing that I make a little decision too fast is, no, it's not. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna delete them and I'm gonna start it to build up the surface. So I select the face right here, edges, extrude it, and then just push it upward because we want a little extend. Now, you don't have to be exactly nice level with the existing line right there. I mean, you could try to do it, but it's gonna be hard. It's okay to be a little smaller the inside because there are two of them. So it looks like this. And then you're going to use a pen to polygon tool. Go to object mode, match to a pen, and now you append like this. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. And then on the side, 1 and 2. 1 and 2. Here we go. That's all you need. And when you press 3, it might look soft. We can stop continuity. So now, to stop continuity on this one, I don't want you to cut all the way like this. It's too much. Let's do bevel. And I'm going to bevel this section. And that's, not bevel, sorry, extrude and offset. So extrude, now offset, let's do 1. I think 1 is too small. Let's do 2. 2 is about right. So now you're gonna keep synchronized. This one should be together. Extrude, offset, 2. The top one also. Extrude, offset, 2. So now when I press 3, it gets something like this, which is okay. Actually, we want this to be more discontinuity too. So you might have to do this. Select, I hold Shift key and double click. And if I extrude and bevel, let's do 2. I think 2 might be okay. Now, it might get, can you see, this might be too sharp, which is okay. We can soften it a little bit by grabbing this line, moving forward. Here we go. Can you see? You can soften it a little bit, but check no, it needs to be, oh yeah, actually it's really curved. So it's right. We just need the bottom to be really sharp. So I'm going to move forward a little bit. Now let's go back.
Did you bevel that?
No, just move the vertices that can you see?
Oh, you extruded it.
Yep.
First.
I extrude them down to that level. I think don't ignore that part. Let's focus on the bottom. The bottom need to be sharp. So you need to select all the faces here.
So don't extrude it.
No, just no, you extrude on the back side.
Oh. Okay.
The back side need to be extruded.
Okay, then do I move the edge as well?
No, don't move anything. Yep. Leave the edge as is. And then select the bottom part. We need to stop continuity on the bottom. The top is okay. Because based on the image, can you see the bottom is really sharp cut line. So we stop that, extrude and offset. I'm gonna try 2 again. I think 2 is about right. If I press 3 now, the bottom is sharp. I want it to be sharp like this on the bottom. Can you see? Okay. So now, these we are prepared and we're ready to add mesh smooth on top of it. So, if I press 1, I'm not going to freeze transform, but the history, can you see that's a lot. So let's remove the history. Let's save this first. Let me do control 1. Oh. Save. Control 1. Oh, still saving. Oh no! Crash. Woo! I think it's safe. If it's not, we'll see. I might lose the whole bed. Not like the whole, but the detail of it. Okay. Let's see. That's happened when the history is too long stack. That can happen. So you need to delete history when it's too long. What time do we end the class? I keep forgetting.
About 3 minutes ago.
Oh, hey guys. So let's come back on to Wednesday. Let's stop. Okay. And